Was that a family L.A.R movement still moving? This is the last one of this here day. I critique my parents. I do. You know, when I was a kid, I would question things. And as an adult, I would start to piece things together. And now becoming a parent, it makes me look at my parents in a whole nother light. Like sometimes I can respect them more for their position or the decisions they made. And then sometimes I don't respect what they did and their decisions they made. And this is not to say I critique him in a way like you should have been better than me, blah, blah, blah. No, I don't mean that. What I mean is when you put into context what people were going through, who they are, where they are in life, the kind of ambition or drive they have, the will or the help that was around them, you know, how much money they was making, where you was living at, the conditions, all that, etc., it dawns on you as an adult what kind of situation your parent was in. But then when you have a kid, and it also dawns on you as an adult when your parent was using that as an excuse or bullshitting you or actually trying their best under the circumstances. So maybe I'm the only one that does this. I don't know. But I would say a good parent makes a good grandparent. And a bad parent makes a bad grandparent. Because they had more time being good at it. And for a person to say, you know, parenting is not a book on it. You don't know how it's going to work out and you don't know how your kid's going to turn out. Because kids grow into adults and they make their own choices on their own about the way they want to live as an adult. So you can't control what adults do. You can only teach, you know, them to be the best human being that they can be. Their path is theirs to choose. But in that also, you can see the difference between somebody who tried their best and somebody who was lying. And what I mean by that is sometimes you can see certain people like, look, I did all I could under the circumstances, all I knew how to do. And looking back on it as an adult, you be like, yeah, I can see that. And then you see some people who tell you that and you be like, you's a fucking lie. You did the bare minimum to get by, to make it sound like you did it, the best you could as a parent when you didn't do the best you could as a parent. You just tried to smooth over the situation and get to the next situation. So, for all those people out there who have kids or don't have kids, who are adults, I would just say, you know, your kid's gonna reach a point as a teenager or as a young as a child where they're gonna start looking at you critically. And when that kid gets older, as an adult, they're gonna look at you critically again. And when that kid becomes a parent, that kid's gonna look at you critically again. So, and as an adult, whether it's positive or negative, whatever my parents tell me now, I gotta be honest enough to say, I tell them now when I think they full of shit. I tell them now, like, look, you know, I dig you on that. I can understand you fully on that. It makes perfect sense. Under the circumstances, I was there, you was there. I can see how that happened. And I commend you for doing the best you could. And on other things, I look at them like, look, nah, just admit it. Your priority was on some bullshit, and you've been on that bullshit. And I'm not taking no stupid ass speech about you being on some bullshit. Because as a parent now I can see when somebody is really out for themselves or they're out for the benefit of their kid. And that's the difference between a good parent and a bad parent. A good parent is always looking out for the best interest of their kid, and a bad one is always looking out for the best interest of themselves. It's as simple as that. I'm out. Hope y'all have a good one. Peace.